Good morning. Oh, it's fantastic. It's Friday. It's Friday. You can't go wrong with a Friday. It's gonna be good. My plans for the weekend is go for a tattoo consultation. Finally, getting my tattoo in order. Hopefully, at some point this year. I've been planning it for a good 10 years at least, 15 years. I'm going to be really happy to have it done. So looking forward to that. Um, Good morning, Kuru. Good morning, Atsugi. How's it going? Happy Friday. It's Friday. All right. It's Friday already. I know, right? Hey, Babo220. Good morning. Welcome. Or maybe it's evening for you. I don't know. Maybe you're in the west. Far out there. Got some tiredness in my eyes. Completely unacceptable behavior. All right. Hey, good morning, Orby. Co-worker. All right. I'm gonna do. Oh, Bubble 230. Yeah, yeah. It's really hard. You have to make the window super, super tiny in the corner. Anyways, let's do some more comfort zone. I'm gonna play with a technique that I do now and then. Could be cool to show. Um, More comfort zone for sure. I'm feeling like a comfort zone today. All right, let's get it on. So the general idea, which I use quite a lot at work, is like you sketch. Now I use a hard brush, but I usually don't use a hard brush. I just use it like a standard soft brush for it. So let's switch back to that, just for the sake of sticking to the guns, right? So one of the things what I do for work when you have to render something rather quickly is this technique I'm going to show you. It's nothing special. It's nothing like revolutionary or anything like that, right? It's just going to be straightforward kind of rendering, but it's going to be an easy one. So like you focus on silhouette, right? Usually I don't do the single block silhouette, but I'll do it for you guys just so you can kind of get the idea of it in a more clear way. Usually what involves is just me kind of sketching everything out first with rough lines so that everything is already designed. But in this case, I'm going to design on the fly. But so usually, like as per usual, you focus on the silhouette, you add details, etc., that you think that is way too phallic. You add details that you think like would be cool, push and pull shapes. But what's cool with this technique is that when I start rendering, I can go back and adjust the silhouette and not lose the rendering. Like I said, it's nothing special, but if you make one layer left, hold down Alt and click the underlying layer, you'll you'll link the layer like this. But if you make two layers, one empty at the top, every time you make a new layer, it's automatically linked down, which is cool. So you don't need to do it. Again, Jean Janelle Jumelon, thanks for the host, Master 777 Oz, Tim H. Laba, and Coldburger Art. Thanks for the hosts. Jordy Bruiloft. Good morning, Kuru. Hey, Kuru, you know it. Technique workshop. Anyways, so what you do is when it's linked, like you can't paint outside the silhouette, right? So you can just paint as crazy as you want inside that silhouette. And you can just paint. And at some point I'll go show you the little cool trick why I do it this way. But let's let's stick to rendering for now. I'm just gonna kind of just quickly make shit up, and I'm increasing the speed a little bit than usual, because I want to kind of just be reactive rather than methodological. Say that 10 times fast. As you can see, I can paint at different speeds, but usually painting at this speed for a longer time hurts your mind and heart and all these things. So I tend not to paint this quick. Only when I need to, when it's like time sensitive, and I can go in the comfort zone. But if you look at like season 1 at early streams, I paint more in this pace. But now I like to kick back a bit, still manage to produce something, but not feel stressed about it, right? Because a heart rate increase and all these things, right? But let's see, you see, like I want to change the silhouette there, and because I have render, but because they're linked, I can go back and change the silhouette, and you can see it adds render, right? You see, the top layer still knows what's being rendered on top, so I can go in and change and still maintain a lot of rendering without having to redraw the areas. I can just go in now and change the silhouette, so you can get something done rather fast. And if you need to do some like silhouette tweak, you can easily go in the layer underneath, do the changes you need, and just go back and paint on top. And everything that you do on top now is still gonna be slave to the underneath silhouette layer. Novior, thanks for the host. Atski Photon, or Photoni, with that if you regard the 3 as an E, or Photone. Yeah, anyways, yeah, so that's like a really quick and easy way to do stuff without you having to worry about the silhouette, and you can get something done really fast. It's a cool little like thing that helps you correct or keep everything manageable. This is very Cthulhu, or however you pronounce it. It's gonna be some alien, comfort zone alien with some weird mouth. But what I love about this technique is that clean outline. You definitely get control of that, and especially if the client wants the character on a separate layer so that they can change background or move it or whatever. This is a really perfect way to do it, because now you can just focus on render, you can focus on all sorts of effects, etc., without needing to worry about maintaining the silhouette. Everything is just forced into being a slave, which is, you know, nice and easy. Kuru, I used to do that a lot. That was like my go-to move of like pattern searching. But nowadays, I straight up just design everything with consciously, you know, with purpose. A lot of times early in my career, definitely early on in my career, was a lot of like overlaying shapes, patterns, details, just kind of randomizing them and pushing them around to see what can I come up with. Because you know, we're all beginners at some point, and I got to learn. You know, we all got to learn somewhere, and one way I taught myself was to just kind of randomize. And then when you start seeing something cool, you start forcing it into the brief, right? But it can make you do a lot of extra work for nothing. Also, when you're just relying on randomness, you see what you want to see. And the risk with that is that a lot of designs will end up looking the same because you search for the same shapes you like, rather than consciously designing characters that don't look the same, you know, because it's not good for readability or character or whatever, you know. If you rely on random, you're going to end up with a lot of similar looking things, or there is a chance of it, higher chance of it for sure. Hey, good morning, Schmaze. Svensenart, good morning, good morning. Schmaze, man, I love your nickname. I wanna steal it. I wanna make it mine. I wanna be called Schmaze. You told us the original story of Schmaze, right? But I can't remember it. Was it you that had something with the like part of your original name? I don't remember. Schmaze. Best nickname in the world. How's it going, Svensson? How's your studying going, right? You were doing some studies. You had some downtime, if I'm not correct, if I'm not mistaken. 19 minutes left, so we are math 12 minutes in, or 11 minutes in. Okay. It's going pretty okay. I think I'm on the right path. Definitely comfort zone, but it's okay, I think. Playing with some light and shadow. It's very low key. Svensenart. Oh, right, cool. That's Schmaze. That's perfect, man. So funny. Yeah, Kuro, this is, yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. It's just completely just random comfort zone, something alien. Don't know at all what I'm doing. Just playing with shapes. I have no idea, no plans, no like vision of where to take it. You know, I don't have a picture to chase. I'm just kind of playing with, just playing. Obviously, when you have a more not elaborate, thought of direction, it goes a lot quicker. At the moment now, I'm just exploring. Some happy pants right there. So if you just make a new layer, it'll automatically link, which is great, and you can just continue making new layers without worrying of having to link it. Because if I don't make a new layer, I can all suddenly, if I don't have that empty one on top, I make a new layer, and you can all of a sudden start painting outside of the silhouette, which might not be what you want. Schmaze. The thing with cheese, I think cheese is quite tasty. If it's the right cheese. I think funky cheeses just don't do it for me at all. I can't take the smell of like stinky cheese or blue cheese or just cheese that's been kind of funking itself up for a while. I mean, like Parmesan doesn't smell at all, even though it's like a long, what's it called, fermentation or whatever. I love that hard cheese for pastas and stuff. Mozzarella, I think, is a cool, interesting cheese. Ghost cheese can be cool. Feta cheese is nice, but some cheese is just nope. I can't take it. It's just too funky. Kuru. I don't know if I recommend doing this as a way of designing, like practicing your design skill. I can see benefits of doing it in the sense of problem solving or practicing in just seeing what's in your head. But in the sense of like learning to design, this is probably not the best way to do things, because this is purely going on pre-existing skill sets and just searching. Because if I would be designing this like before I started painting, it would not look this way. I mean, obviously going with I'm reacting to some lines I'm putting down, and if I would be designing, I would be thinking way more tactical and strategically and have more thought behind it. But for the sense of just designing something on the fly, yeah, it's a cool way to do it. It definitely it relies on you being able to dip into your mind and your skill set, what's already there, because you can't learn on the job in that sense. I think in this way of sketching, where you're just shape exploring and searching. But it's definitely fun. I recommend it. you'll definitely get some new shapes out of it, or some odd result that you wouldn't think that you would be able to do, but if you would be designing it consciously, you know, doing thumbnails and all these things. This is definitely a lot more random and exploratory, you know, which is good. You know, I think it's cool. It does help you come up with new stuff. So it's a great way, like if you're stuck and you need a fresh kind of take on things, and just by just kind of doodling something out can give you some randomness, right? The problem is just, like I mentioned before, is that a lot of it is you lean on your preferences, and that can cause it to look samey the more you do it. But no, I don't think that looks so stupid. But it does make you create somehow. And it's fun to just do. And Schmaze for president. Jordy. Yeah, definitely. That is nasty. Some nasty business right there. That nasty cheese. Babo 220. Well, the thing is with like for work, obviously if a client references things, I have to respect the reference and stick to the reference. But obviously I'm not going to stay completely 100% true to the reference, because you know they have their understanding, but I have also my design sense, and I do want to contribute something. That's why they're hiring me. So I'm listening to the reference, but not like slavishly copying it, right? One thing that a lot of people kind of get confused about with briefs, I think, if you think about how many people have had their say in the matter of a brief before they send it, right? Usually they have agreed on, okay, this is what we can send, right? They have discussed it, or the guy writing it has given its proper thought, has worked on the brief. You know, it's not just kind of like a throwaway comment of what they want. So you have to take that in consideration, that right, I better listen to what they want, right? But there's also a layer of trying to understand what they want and give them what they want, but in a cool new way that still sticks to what they ask for, right? That's the trickiest part, because you can't give them the reference as a concept, right? You can't copy their reference. You gotta think of, like, try to boil it down to what they want, and then give them that. I mean, looking for reference as in actual, like, help to understand what something looks like. I only do that if I need to do something extremely specific, that it has to be this kind of digger or this kind of weapon. And then of course you have to look at reference, because I don't know exactly what everything looks like. But I try really not to. I try over the years, I've always tried to learn or fill my head with reference, so that I don't need to rely on reference too much. But sometimes, now and then, you gotta pull up some reference to know what it actually looks like, because it's impossible to know absolutely everything. So what time is it left? Around 7 minutes left. That's pretty cool. We got some time. So what's everyone's plans for the weekend? There will be Saturday stream, most likely. That's the idea, at least. 2-week challenge, right? Where we go through the 2-week challenge entries at 8 p.m. UK time. And if you want to know what the 2-week challenge is, you have to go to Discord. There is a specific channel for it. We'll see how many entries and how many people are active. I'd hate for it to stop, but I'm not gonna spend too much time on something that people don't put effort in. So if no one's interested in 2-week challenge that much anymore, I'll try to come up with something new. Maybe it has run its course and it's time for some new challenge, some new community game. We'll see. There's still people doing the challenges though, which is cool. But I can definitely see less and less contributions. But some people have life to attend to, and Guru, yeah, meme reference might not be that useful when doing concept art. Oliver. Mm-hmm. Kilrathi. Oh, it's a shame. It's a shame. It's like number 6 now, or 7. It's been going on for quite some time, and that's 7 or 6. Let's say 6. That's 12 weeks. That's quite a few months. And yeah, we'll see. We'll see where it leads. I mean, if no one's interested in it, naturally, why keep it around? Or if not everyone has time to do it, then maybe we can come up with some other challenge to see, or community thing to see if that's more fun, or short-lived maybe. Maybe people, it's too much a devotion of time. Maybe we should come up with something shorter, quicker, faster, funner. Yep, that is the correct use of funner. Praying. Go home. Luckily, it's Friday. That's cool, Clara. I think that's you know, that's way more important to complete things you pay for. I mean, there's no obligation to do the 2 week challenge. You don't pay for it; it's free. Do it if you want to. Hey, Mitchin360, thanks for the follow. Yes. Dear Bard, good morning. Welcome, welcome. Glad to have you around. Kuro, no need to apologize. As I said, it's free. No one have to do it. I'm not gonna make anyone do it. It's optional. But if no one's doing it, I'm not gonna do the. Obviously, it makes sense. If no one's interested in is not gonna be around. There's no purpose to. What's that saying? Beat a dead horse. Is that what you say? If there's no one interested in it, then let's come up with something cool, new, different. I'm all up for it. Yeah, anyway, so this is the technique I talked about. Fun little technique. That you can maintain all your silhouettes quite easily, quite rapidly. You don't need to worry too much when you do renders, and if you want to expand the silhouette, you can just go on the bottom layer and change it there, and all the render will automatically update up towards all the layers, which is cool. It's a quick little dirty way of getting stuff done if you're tight on time and you need to render up approved sketches. You can just cut the sketch out and on a separate layer, have it cleanly like I started the silhouette, but obviously like as a sketch, and then you can just render on top like crazy with all the overlays and whatever you want. It is still gonna stick to the silhouette only and not outside. And obviously if you want to make a new layer on top, just left click the layer again, and it won't attach. Like if you want to switch something else, just hold down Alt and click the space in between the layers, and you can switch that off, which is cool. Right, time's up. Hey Nifas, good morning. That's cool, Schmaze. Yeah, it could be. Thanks, Oliver. Thank you very much. It could be a new enemy in Halo Wars. Yeah, probably needs a way more design. But it's a fun technique to do. Things happen quite fast if you know what you're designing. At the moment, or today, I obviously just designed on a whim, so it's very, very much just, searching, trying to find something of interest rather than knowing exactly how to render or what to render, as this is just reactionary. Anyways, see you Saturday at 8 p.m. UK time for the 2-week challenge paint-over session. And it was for a regular 30-minute warm-up on Monday morning. Have a fantastic weekend. Good night, good morning, all that jazz. All that jazz. I wonder what that saying comes from. It's stupid. Anyways, have a fantastic one. Bye. Here comes the outro. Outro time. Exciting.